Hey, Mila Falcha, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. This is a video I hadn't expected to be making, unplanned and unwelcome. I'm very sad tonight. An author that I got so many laughs from has died and far too young. And I just wanted to acknowledge her not long enough, brief life. Her name, her official name is Madeline Sophie Townley, but we all know her better as Sophie Kinsella. She wrote the Shopaholic books. That might not mean much to you. They did make a movie of at least one of them, of which I'm aware. Really a funny writer. And I thought I would just honor her. She died 2 days before her 56th birthday. That seems very unfair. And she has 5 children. They're not babies, but they're her children, and I'm sure she will miss them very much. They will miss her very much. She might miss them too. Thought I'd just tell you, a few things about her. She was born in an area of London. She was a teacher and a lecturer. Her mother's family was Irish, and I believe it was her mother's maiden name, Kinsella. I knew a lot of Kinsellas. Sometimes in America, they pronounce it Kinsella. She might have, but Kinsella is how I know it. She was a writer. She did a series of books starting with The Tennis Party when she was in her mid-20s, and they were very successful. And wrote basically one a year for 4 or 5 years, and they were all published under her real name. But then she did the Shopaholic books, and they're very dismissively referred to as chick lit, but they speak to a certain age and mindset. And even if you're much older or maybe not necessarily like the main character, Becky Bloomwood, it's clever, it's witty, and I always appreciate humor. The first book, if I remember correctly, starts out with her using a credit card that's bled dry, and it goes downhill from there. It's very entertaining. I did read last year that she was sick. She was diagnosed with a glioblastoma, and I kind of knew just from the sound of it that that this is probably what would happen, but it just seemed so unfair. She married in 1991 to a guy she met at Oxford. He was a schoolmaster. I think that's kind of like a principal. She had neurosurgery. I read a big article last year. She was interviewed about all of this. She was quite open about it. And I guess you would have to characterize her attitude as very, very brave. She had a very a clear-eyed view of what was happening to her. And she died at home 2 days before her 56th birthday. In 24, she wrote a novel called What Does It Feel Like? I haven't read that yet. I didn't know about that. And it was listed as one of the 5 best romance books of the year by The Guardian. Oh, I didn't know about it because I don't usually read romance books. The Shopaholic books were not, well, there's romance in them, but that's not really what they're about at all. It's about her very impractical struggles. And you get the impression they're fiction, but they're perhaps semi-autobiographical to a certain extent. She was shortlisted for Author of the Year by the British Book Awards. So she, this was last year. This year she got shortlisted. She very likely would have gone on to even bigger and better things, I think. But it was not to be. So I know this is short and depressing, and I'm sorry, but I just really enjoyed her books. They gave me a lot of distraction and humor at a time when I appreciated very much. And I just think women authors don't get acknowledged enough. And when they do, it's called chick lit. I hate that phrase. You know, you could talk about Jane Austen being chick lit if you want to get right down to it. It's all about the time period, right? Well, I just wanted to talk about her for a second and acknowledge how much I loved her books, and my sympathy, goes to her children, to her husband. That's very difficult. And she left something, I believe, valuable as her legacy. And I just wanted to honor that. So happy Sunday night, huh? Thanks so much, Slongafoil. And R.I.P. to Sophie Kinsella.